What's going on, guys? This is Batboy, and this is going to be my official tour of the entire Nyecraft Season 2 server. Everything that I can possibly remember and find during the next couple of videos, because this is probably going to take a while. But this is the original spawn. Okay, well, this is the original spawn area. Me and Thrakmar made a little house over here. I literally just put that bed in there, and we have a little board with some information about player bases, but this has not been updated in a really long time. And then we had the start of this build, which I was going to do, but I never finished it, so yeah, we're not going to worry about that. And moving on, we have the starter bases. Now, flying on away from spawn right over there, I followed a straight path following this coast, getting some ore that was just nice and exposed. You can see I have a crafting table there. And we traveled and made my original starter base. It was pretty cool. Came up here, got some little torches, got my original campsite, the very first campsite on the server. My first ever diamond. We got bed, we got barrels with still some stuff in there. We put a whole bunch of lightning rods around this area to make sure that nothing went on fire. Eventually I moved out and kind of built this little extra shack place to get more storage for everything. And following this path, we have a second little house that I kind of started on. It was gonna hold all my different crystal type things, but I never ended up finishing my little magic-y place. But we did work on this path a whole bunch, and I used to have some sheep and deer that all died somehow. And then we have a whole bunch of crops here of the different things. We have our little mining platform here with our huge amount of food plate storage, which I again cleared out because this was my original base before I then reset and started my official series. So I just got rid of all my stuff and put it in a buried spot. But also, as you can see, we have a little boat off over here, just exporting some different amethyst magic things. Because that was kind of my theme for this base, was magic and amethyst crystals and stained glass. As you see up there, I had some. And up from our mining platform, we have a whole little container of stuff getting pulled out from our mines, which this was a really cool cave to find in my first ever really 1.18 world, and it was really awesome. And yeah, this is actually my way into my mine. Can't believe I still remember that, because I haven't been on this world in a really long time. Ow. I mean, it's a little hard to navigate in some of these smaller caves, but that is basically everything in my original base except for this portal. Anyways, coming away from over there, we have my nether portal, which I thought I'd splurge and make a little bit of a cool design. And yeah, Thrakmar came through and linked this all up with everything else. And if you think this is the level stuff is going to be at, oh, stuff is going to get so much better down the line. But we got to start small. Let's go check out what Thrakmar did at the very start of the season. We actually can see that this path from my base was built and extended. I was doing all the texturing. Thrakmar made the entire path, the entire original path. So we can actually walk up this whole thing. I put slabs and everything to make it able to just walk straight up, because I thought that would be very nice. But you can follow this. That's his direct entrance, but this one is more of a not super decorative entrance. We weren't that huge on building and stuff at this point, but Thrakmar made this nice little section of his base. And if we come out here, we can see a lot of crazy things, but to really get a full appreciation, we gotta come over here. We got two giant lava cauldrons in his base, and we have these hammer and pickaxe, and he made kind of a little dwarven base. And he actually had the first ever dripstone farm on the server, and a whole bunch of moss in here. And yeah, I believe his farm was right here. Yeah, and it was pretty cool. I believe he had some sort of mob farm around here too. I'm not entirely sure what was going on with this, but all I know is this base was pretty quickly abandoned for his future base that came on over there. But on the other side, so that side we had the entrance down from my path and from like our connected path. And this side we have his nether portal, which he marked in, and he has his minecart to his city center. So let's take a ride on this. And this will actually take us to an area not many people have probably actually seen on the server. And it goes down underneath Thrakmar's base here. And it looks like he had a minecart that got stuck here. Looks like a random minecart got stuck here. But anyways, we can continue going down up under the river. And we come to this little area, which is pretty cool. He has a bunch of lava on top because this is his lava dripstone farm, so infinite lava fuel. And he also has this super smelter array, and smelter is open to public. Don't steal my stuff. Very kind of him to open this up to everyone. But if we come up this staircase here, we go into his main house, which has all these banners from, I believe, End Cities. And this used to be an iron door. I think I might have broke that at one point. But this was like all of his stuff. And it looks like he still has a whole bunch of stuff here. And up here, he actually has, well, it looks like it's been closed off. This used to be his private entrance to his villager trading hall, but it looks like it's been worn down. But this place used to be the most popular place on the server. Everyone would come over to his base. He had all his armor stands, and he had his hive of just tons of bees. And even had cool maps. He had a library enchanting room, and he even has some extra cleric villagers that actually is still here. But the main attraction was villager trading area, which is now abandoned. Enter at your own risk. But if we come and look up here, we have still a couple villagers that he happened to leave here. And that guy, I think, is stuck in that bed. But just got some like junk and stuff from when we were transporting all these guys over. I worked a whole bunch with him on getting some of these guys in here and cured and everything. And that was pretty incredible. But yeah, this area hasn't really been the same since this kind of got shut down. And coming out this side of his base, the left side, we can take a look from an aerial view of his base at night. That lava looks great. And following this bridge, we have my stuff getting imported here, my amethyst, and getting loaded up onto a cart with some skeleton horses pulling it. And we have his little dock base area, which I don't think it has a sign to say exactly what it is, but I believe this is supposed to be like where people come, like the dock building, basically, of his town. Actually, Thrakmar import and export. Yeah, that's what this building is right here. And we can actually continue our way up the hill here, and he built a crazy amazing house for the Thrakmar meeting house, the Thrakmar meeting room. And this was going to be full maps. I think we just never got around to making that, but we had like a couple things here. We all show up, and it was pretty cool. And I really love the design of his stuff. Like, it's actually pretty incredible. And we have this house here, which I believe was originally, yes, Airman Carrot's house that Thrakmar built for him. It does not appear to have a bed, but we do have like a 3-story house here. It leads straight out to like more ground. That's pretty awesome. Now I'm gonna have to be a bit quick and try to avoid some creepers because it's nighttime. But we see he has massive flower fields, and he has some cow, sheep, cocoa bean farms all in the back here. And there are just tons of bees all over the place, lighting up these paths on either side. And right over here, one quick sleep later, and we can move over to his automatic wolf farm, which honestly I didn't know he had. Right next to a giant sugarcane farm, netherwort farm, and he had a protein dispenser, which is just giant chicken farm. Got a whole bunch of golems here. He got this awesome sheep farm. And up here, he has, I'm trying to remember which farm he has up here. Now, this appears to be a villager-based wheat farm, and for some reason, a whole bunch of the crops got trampled. I honestly don't know how that happened. And looks like we have a diamond horse on a pole over here. Oh, but look at that bridge. That looks so cool leading into the town. Drakmar did a lot of detailing here with the azalea bushes out of the front of his building. And we can come over to the back of his house, and we see he has another dock over here for possible future exporting and importing, because this leads into an entirely new section. If you follow the left side of the coast and follow this path, he actually made an iron farm and a cactus farm over here. This is a double-deckered one. I don't remember whose design it was. I'm pretty sure it was someone's design. But yeah, here he made it so people would have to pay him in like logs. Yeah, he also is talking about his automatic fishing farm, which his AFK account, Cormactic, would use, and has everything an AFK person would need: a bed, ender chest, and another chest for some backup fishing rods, and just aim there. Automatic fishing farm. Pretty sure that was JC Play's design. And ooh, he actually still has some. He had like a Rock 4 book in here. This is actually really good. Well, anyways, this is Drakmar's little farming area here. But if we travel across the bay, on the exact opposite side, you see there's a giant rail going here, and this is actually the villager breeder. This is how we were able to transport all of them. I believe we cured some zombie villagers here, and that's why it's in the middle of nowhere. It's actually not in the middle of nowhere. It's in the middle of somewhere that's not nowhere. And we can get into why that is in probably another time. But whoa, there's a whole bunch of guys here. Oh, there's a nitwit. This place was pretty good. We spent a long time getting villagers there, and actually I think these guys still have some good trades. Like, for some reason I can't quite interact with them, but I believe these guys both have some pretty good trades, because yeah, we actually used those guys as traders until we had people in Drakmar's actual base. And also, at the same time, while we were waiting for baby villagers to grow up, we would come, and I was planting a bunch of sugarcane, mining out sand, and planted just so much bamboo, and farmed it like crazy. Ooh, look, there's a little baby turtle. That's super cute. Well, didn't expect to see that. One thing I did expect to see was an epic area over here. I believe this is the original base area for pretty much everyone else on the server. First off, we have Dragon Master's base. He did end busting with us, and as such had a good amount of enchanted stuff just lying around because he's super rich. And he has some pretty cool stuff in here, and I'm not sure how much he wants me to show of it, but it's a pretty cool, good base. And if we move over to the left here, it looks like there is an extra storage, and looks like a creeper blew up nearby, and Drakmar was trying to repair it. But yeah, this area, the original like starter base area, is just littered with creeper explosions and holes everywhere. And this actually looks like a very cool design here that Dragon Master did. Good job. But then coming over past Dragon Master's base, we see an identical farm made by Matados to get extra crops and wheat and stuff like that. And because he put a roof on it, none of the crops actually appear to be trampled. So I'm assuming what happened to Drakmar's is something was able to get over the wall, like a spider or something. But coming into this base, this is Matados' original base. He had a whole bunch of smokers, had some storage in here, had an interesting stairway up to the top here with this amazing blackstone, well, not blackstone, deep slate textures. I believe some of these like chiseled deep slate or something like that. But overall, pretty cool. And I think we can take this water stream up to the top. It's very slow, but we can actually make it up to the top here, and there is a little way up here. And he made a pretty cool looking fortress thing. And if you remember from my Drakmar World Tours, which was the world previous to this, this is basically like his base from that season, like but built as just his starter base. And if you come over here, it looks like he waterlogged all of his chests, or they got waterlogged or something, and he had all of his storage and stuff in here. That's pretty cool. Now, I don't know what this long pathway is about, but it is just 2 blocks high, and this is kind of hard to walk in, but it looks like he was making some sort of expansion. Maybe this was his fishing area, actually. I think he's got some puffer fish and stuff. while we're moving on to the next thing, be sure to subscribe. We work hard here, and this server was a lot of fun to do, and new season may or may not be coming out soon. But up here, we have a giant sky base that I believe Matados and maybe Blaze Leader and a couple other people made together, which looks actually pretty cool. I think they were going to build a mob farm up here. But then we ended up moving, and see where we moved? That's going to be the next video. But first, we're going to travel a long distance here. We're going to go through the river, and if we see off to the right here when stuff starts to load in, looks like there were some builds here, and that's probably because Dance Monkey actually was going to originally base inside of a lush cave, but after that went, about as well as that my flying skills just now, they decided to relocate and made this insane village side area. It's actually really close to my base. My base is just right here, and as you can see, there's even a little path to like a tunnel in there, and maybe a mine. But we can come across this bridge and see that they have an awesome tower from some still lush cave things, and even down here we can take the vines and see they have giant fields of grain, and they have a ton of cake after I cake attack them, and they are the server's best fisher, and they own Fumble Cookies. So this is the Fumble Cookies origin because they have all of their wheat here, all of their cocoa beans, their cows for milk when they make cakes and other things, they have chickens for eggs, and they even have a crazy wool farm that I helped build, which is it still working? I hope so. The minecart, this wasn't design, I didn't take this design from anyone, so that's why it's so bad and took me so long to figure out, because I was even worse back then. But look, minecart gets stopped and then moves at a set rate, and then when it's dropping stuff off, it will actually do it. And grass can still get in, all the sheep are in there. It was really fun to make this, and I super enjoyed this little base. But who can forget, we have Butterbob the pig, Larry the llama, and Chef BFF, which are all of their little animal friends they have. And we also have another, what? How did I hit that? Okay. We have another giant field of wheat, and this building here is actually their mine building, with a lava dripstone farm of their own, and a huge mine down all the way to what I assume is going to be diamond level. Alright, well, during the beginning phase of our world, we did go to the nether, so let's, for the end of this video, we have just a little bit of time left, so let's go explore some of these nether pathways that we have. And coming out of my portal here from my base, we have this enclosed cobblestone pathway, and this goes straight to a path, and it's kind of unsafe because that wasn't the path I got completed. It was actually, if we go this way, we start getting some wool to prevent mob spawning here. This is Drakmar's portal from his original base, and actually we have this scaffolding here that can take us up a great deal. But anyways, we can continue to go up to the safe transit path that was mentioned on the other side, on the other sign back there, and scaffolding to go back down. And if we go all the way down this crazy path, we can find the end portal, but that's not going to be for this video. Instead, we are going to go and check out the Nether Fortress. Now, this minecart doesn't take us to the Nether Fortress, but actually it takes us to the major hub of nowhere. So we're gonna ditch that, and we're gonna go take a look at the Nether Fortress. But if we come back a little bit here, we actually have the base of Big Miles, which is one of the few people we have not actually gone and seen what their base looks like. Alright, exiting Big Miles' portal here, we have his amazing starter base, and immediately we're greeted with this just amazingly astonishing bridge made of diorite. It makes it actually look so cool with these stained glass pillars and everything, and it's just one of my favorite builds, especially for just starting out, like the detail and the levels. But as you can see here, he has a nice little potato farm going, and he actually is the luckiest base ever. Like, he got the perfect location. He is in a jungle biome, and nearby he has not only deserts and other things like that, and just so much sand, but he also has a dark oak, a birch forest, and a whole bamboo forest, as well as like more dark oak. And it's not loading in right now, but like there's a crazy mountain off in this direction, but render distance on the server is pretty low right now, so you can't see that far. But the craziest thing is their mine, because when I was playing with him in his video, we actually came in here and he mined literally straight down all of this and got not only to several like diamonds, but he also ran into a lush cave which led into a large cave network with 2 mob spawners right next to each other, which is just the most insane luck ever, luckiest base ever. I honestly don't know where the nether fortress is specifically, but it says it was that way. I didn't see it, but it's just a nether fortress. I don't think it was anything special. But coming down this long path towards the road to nowhere, start to see way more carpet, some cool fancy lighting in the walls, and this giant hole in the wall where Thrakmar made, just checking electric durability, Thrakmar made this really cool like platform out of MSF blocks, and we can really explore what bit of the nether we actually have. And we have some redstone lamps here, and we have the tunnel. This is actually the nether fortress I was thinking of, the main one, because it's been modded like crazy. Like, Thrakmar built all of this copper stuff, changed roof heights and everything to make it so it's prime farmable, like giant platforms for mobs to spawn on, all these slabs so mobs couldn't spawn on it, safety towers. It was the whole thing is completely amazing and really helpful when you are farming loads of mobs. Like, you can just come down here and now a whole bunch of mobs will spawn on this platform specifically. So that is the nether fortress, and we were able to actually find it. And I didn't even realize, but there was a little scaffolding here to take us onto that path from the inside. But there is one last thing that we're going to check out, and that is actually my actual starter base for my video series. Well, when I'm flying around here, I just ran across this portal, and I think this might actually be it. Alright, this is it. Just came out of the portal, and we are in an underground cave. And this is where I used a water bucket to actually make this. This is the second portal I actually did. I did another one in this cave, but we are gonna go and check this base out. So this was my stairway down to, diamond level, and I intersected with a number of caves on my way down. And I noticed there was just so much slime in this area. Oh, and right, a beacon, so I have haste too. But I actually did end up constructing a slime farm. It isn't the most efficient one. I didn't follow like any specific tutorials, but I did, wherever I can find my entrance, make a slime farm, and I do believe it still works. That's probably a crazy long amount of time for that much. But yeah, this farm still actually kind of runs, and runs pretty well. Alright, now exiting through the top of the base here, we make it to our little abandoned mine. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, little base. And we have a whole bunch of our just stone sorting things here, and we have a whole bunch of our other types of stone besides just deep slate and stone. In this section, we have a little chicken farm that is always perpetually despawning all of those chickens, and I just love all the detailing I attempted to do in here. I think it looks pretty cool. And over here we have a banner for winning, actually a couple, for winning some raids and starting some of those, and we have just our full-on storage system for like everything we need for mob drops and etc. It's no fancy redstone system, but still I was able to get around to this season. And throughout this base we have a whole bunch of different people working and stuff, because my story was kind of like this was an imagined order base, because this was back during like Chapter 3 Season 1 is when I was building this base originally, and then it's like Chapter 3, Season 4 now. So it's a pretty long time since I've been here. This is my first diamond since I reset the world. And there's nothing in my private because I eventually did get an ender chest and I was able to fill that with some of my more valuable items. And I appear to be broke because I only have like the 10 deep slate diamonds. And we do have a few other resources and stuff in here, but eventually I was able to break through this wall and created another section where we had a list of things we were working on, and we got some more people. These guys over here saluting, and we can actually right click this mini block, shift to exit, and we get up onto this little secret room area where we have these guys exchanging some information. I think this is a really cool secret area, and it's one of my favorite parts of my base. And the only way to get out is to click back on this mini block and click on this one to start suffocating, but if you shift off that one, then you can safely get back out. But coming past my to-do list and everything, we have this epic bee farm with some little honey detailing and whole bunch of honey. Wow, this is a crazy amount. I didn't expect much. You see this guy is over here taking care of that. And it looks like we did run out of bottles because those honey things should not be full. And my little behind the scenes here is if you just break a couple of these blocks, you get completely on the other side here. And the other side isn't anything too crazy. It's mostly just items moving into that chest there, and a whole bunch of stuff here with dispensers and such on a clock. So every time that I believe this one here fills up to max, it will then grab them all. Oh, and there are the bees finally getting out. That's yeah. This was a really cool little base project to work on, and I really enjoyed it. And we get over to one of my other favorite sections now, which is my different mines for the different levels of ore that I wanted to get. And I never really did too much in any of them in particular, but fun fact, if we come down to just this iron one here, this actually intersects the chunk that my slime farm is in, and brings us back down to this little area. But coming back up through the water elevator, we are taken to my ore room. That's right, I took all of the redstone and lapis, piled it in the middle, coal ore and piled it off to the side here. Then I took the iron ore that I didn't end up already smelting. Then I took all the gold ore, piled it over there. I believe this was supposed to be copper, but I mined it all. You see we got more people carving it out, but we have diamond ore in here, and I'm not poor per se. This was during the Nyecraft Season. Oh, whoops! Looks like I carved through the bottom here. But this was during the Nyecraft Diamond Pillar War. So I was inspired by that and just got a whole bunch of diamond deep slate just chilling right here, piled up in the corner. It is solid, and so is this thing. This thing actually is indented into the ground. See, we were at Y level 51. We can go all the way down to what is this? 48 before we're in there, and it actually goes deeper the further down we go. But yeah, just an ultimate mass of ore and stuff, and I appear to have misplaced a couple of the blocks, but yeah, I missed 2 pieces of stone back there. But this was my cool little ore section, but we can finally head out of my underground and go back to the surface. Alright, coming out of the surface here, we go out this natural forming cave, and we get all of these slabs, and the way to get out of here is very specific. We have to come all the way up to the edge of this block, click down this one, click on this one. Now we are technically inside of this trapdoor. Then we can still jump and move forward through it, and then we can get full float back away. And my secret little IO headquarters is hidden underneath some trees in this very dense forest. But the forest is not unguarded because we actually do have a guard, up here on the top, and he is watching out over the direction of nowhere, making sure no one comes in. But before I left, we actually got started. We've made some more carrot farms and stuff like that along the different parts of my little island here, and we also have a guy farming potatoes on this side of the island. We were able to get some spruce wood from this side of the island, so this has been all chopped down and removed. We also did a whole bunch of excavating of this area, so much sand that we needed to make bottles for that other farm, and we have a guy who is over here clearing this area out for some future project. We have another wheat farm over here. This is all where all the chickens are for that chicken farm that's underground, and we also have the secondary campsite, the second ever campsite I made, was just a little IO guard over here chilling at his campfire, making some chicken, and that leads us into phase 2 of the IO's plans, which actually go over here and shows a whole bunch of stuff. There's a whole bunch of holes around here, and we have 2 little guys who dug out a whole bunch of copper, and are super happy about it. And over here we actually have an iron farm. I believe it's JC Play's compact iron farm design. I kind of miscalculated something. I uncentered it. It was weird, but we got all of our villagers, all of our beds, and everything, and it works very well. We have a proper sorting system for all of these different types of things. I even made a system where once the poppies were full, it would start to fill up the composter instead and make some bone meal, which I thought was pretty cool. And we also have a whole squad of IO guys over here with some extra storage space and transporting some different blocks and stuff over here, preparing to make a new base that never actually ended up happening, which I'm kind of sad about now that I look back at how much I've been planning this out. And also, in case you guys are wondering, this guy's filling up water, but kind of got pushed by the water all the way back down here. Well, that's going to be it for this epic tour video part 1, and we're going to end with the backdrop of this incredible mountain, which was going to be my Omega base that I was going to turn into Covert Cavern or Command Cavern or Rave Cave. I don't know which one I would have ended up with, but if you guys enjoyed this video, please, consider subscribing and leave a like. Comment below what your favorite build was from this part of it, because there will be more parts coming, because there's a lot to cover. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and this has been Batboy, and I will see you guys very soon in another video if that wasn't clear. Okay, bye.